What's up, guys and goddesses? It's your girl, Doc T, coming back to you with some very important and exciting information. Now, if you have been following my journey for the past 13 years, you've seen me go from a high school graduate to a college graduate 4 times over, an educator for Metro Nashville Public Schools, and now Dr. Shantasia Simone Shorter. Now, while that experience has been very rewarding for me, I have another story that needs to be told. A survivor of adverse childhood experiences. On a scale of 1 to 10 through the Kaiser Permanente survey, I am a number 10. And if you know anything about ACEs research, then you know that the higher your number, the higher your health risk, mental health, physical health, and the lower your life expectancy, which means you're expected to die younger, depending on how high your ACEs number is. Well, I absolutely do not look like what I've been through, and I'm definitely not dying young because I have a purpose that needs to be fulfilled. And I've been able to overcome and transcend my traumatic experiences and get my body in alignment, get my mental health where it needs to be, and get my physical health where it needs to be in order to be here long enough to carry out that mission. And it is my time to now show you what I've done for the past decade to be able to do this. And I want to do this in our community. It is time for us to stop relying on the institutions that inflicted these wounds upon us. And it's time for us to build our own village where we can do these things ourselves. If you have been following me for the past 2 years, then you know I recently founded the Carrie Mae Williams Center, which is a 501c3 designed to mitigate and prevent the lifelong side effects of adverse childhood experiences. And simply put, adverse childhood experiences are traumatic experiences in your childhood that create lifelong health effects regarding your mental health, your physical health, and your overall psychological, cognitive, and emotional well-being. Okay, so we've been doing this work for the past 2 years, and the time has come now to really turn up the heat and kick it up a notch on the services that we provide to the Metro Nashville community. The recent pandemics, hurricanes, and other tragedies we have been going through have really put our poor minority population at risk in so many ways. And the people who are suffering the most are our students who attend Metro Nashville Public Schools. Our students are going to school virtually for the very first time in the midst of a digital divide. They don't have the resources that they need. Their parents are essential workers. They don't have the supervision that they need, and they surely do not have mentorships, enrichment, and other wraparound services that help to make sure that they come out a strong individual within their elementary and adolescent developmental years. Research shows that although your race, gender, and socioeconomic status really have nothing to do with the amount of ACEs you experience, it has a direct correlation to how well you're able to bounce back from those experiences that you've been through. So what does that mean? If you are poor, then you are more likely to have lifelong side effects from adverse childhood experiences that influence your mental health, your physical health, your psychological health, and your social and emotional well-being. If you are a minority, then you're more likely to be discriminated against in situations where there are resources available for you to be able to transcend what you've been through, right? So that means you basically are getting denied the help you need because of your ethnicity or your race. So the Carrie Mae Williams Center is taking on the charge of providing a safe space for these children to be able to come, receive childcare, receive supervision, and receive remote learning support that they need in order to be able to be successful in such an unprecedented and uncertain time. I'm taking all the wonderful experiences, knowledge, and wisdom that I've gained from the past 13 years of living, learning, and growing in the Metro Nashville area, and I'm putting all of that into this next step. We are answering the call of need by developing a learning academy where students of all walks of life can come and receive the help that they need. If you have little young children who need childcare, we're going to provide it. If you have elementary and middle school kids who need help with their virtual learning but also need supervision while you are at work as an essential worker, we're going to provide that. If you have high school students who need mentorship, who need skills, who need enrichment, who need mental health support, or whatever the case may be, we are going to provide that as well. This is the new journey that we're taking on, and I need all hands on deck, all right? So I have taken the steps to start a GoFundMe in order to raise the funds to be able to secure a location that will be able to house and supply all the needs that I've just listed for these students, for these children of our community. And I am currently searching for a team that is going to help me make this dream a reality. Okay, now I know you're probably saying the story is beautiful, Doc. The mission is beautiful, Doc. So now, what can I do to help? Number one, click the link in our description to our GoFundMe page and give whatever is on your heart, okay? We need to secure a safe space that is adequate enough to be able to serve the many youth out there right now who need our help in the midst of this pandemic. And we need that space to be very welcoming, homey. You know, we want this space to feel like home, and so we want to have something nice that we can offer to our youth and their families. Number two, we are looking for volunteers and interns. So you can click the link to our application, fill out the application, and upload a resume. You have to have a resume so that we can know how your skills best fit into this mission and vision that we are taking on. Finally, number three, share this video with anybody and everybody you know that has a passion for healing people in the Black community who have experienced childhood trauma and are trying to come out of that and become better people. We're trying to raise and elevate our vibrations right now. We're trying to elevate our financial status. We're trying to elevate the quality of relationships that we have. And we can't do those things until we address the ACEs and mitigate the effects of those ACEs. And what does mitigate mean? Mitigate means sit down with you, unpack what you've been through, and give you the resources you need in order to be able to heal. That's all that means, all right? So we call that, in adults we call that mitigating ACEs, but in with our children we call that fostering resilience. We foster resilience in children who have experienced adverse childhood experience or traumatic experiences through creating safe spaces like this learning academy, okay? When you give children leadership positions, when you give them quality education, when you give them mentorship, and when you give them the mental health care support that they need in order to be able to properly process what they've been through and understand that they don't have to be a product of their environment and they don't have to stay in a victim state just because they were subjected to some situations that they had no control over, then you have effectively built resilience in our kids. Finally, after you finish donating to our GoFundMe page, applying to be a volunteer, and sharing this everywhere that you can possibly think of, then I need you to go back to our description box and I need you to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Subscribe to us on YouTube, like our videos, share our videos, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and share our posts with any and everybody you can think of, because it's time for us to heal, y'all. The time is now. Make this video go viral, y'all. What we are trying to do now is something that is much needed, and we need your help getting this done. So I appreciate all the help that you can provide in any way possible, because this has been a lifelong dream of mine to heal families. And the more people that come along on this journey with me to help it come to life, the more effective I can be as your healer and your beloved people's professor. I love you, I like you, and I look forward to taking this journey with you. Peace.